The episode begins with Mordecai and Rigby preparing to take care of routine park tasks that Benson expects them to finish before lunchtime. Their mood is light at first, joking around as they walk toward the golf cart, their primary tool for getting around the park and avoiding actual physical labor. They treat the cart like it's a loyal companion, the one piece of equipment they enjoy using because it makes work easier and gives them an excuse to race around the grounds. But when they try to start the cart, the engine sputters, coughs, and dies with a desperate mechanical wheeze. Rigby tries again, slamming the key, but the cart refuses to respond. Mordecai pops the hood even though he knows nothing about engines, and the inside is a complete mess. Loose wires, leaking oil, and parts that look like they somehow burnt themselves from the inside. Rigby insists it was working fine yesterday, but Mordecai points to all the dents and scratches on it, the result of months of reckless driving. Benson arrives just in time to see the cart fail completely, and he explodes in frustration, accusing Mordecai and Rigby of destroying park property yet again. He demands that they fix the cart immediately, or they'll be stuck doing all their tasks on foot for the rest of the season. Mordecai tries to defend them by saying the cart broke on its own, but Benson points out that no vehicle breaks on its own after being crashed into trees, fences, rocks, and even the snack bar 3 times in 1 week. Benson threatens severe consequences if they don't repair it before sunset. With no choice, Mordecai and Rigby push the cart to a local mechanic's garage. The mechanic, a gruff, intense, overly dramatic car expert, inspects the cart with growing horror. Every part he checks seems worse than the last. He lists off a long series of problems. The axle is bent, the wheels are misaligned, the wiring is melted, the battery is cracked, and something mysterious is stuck in the exhaust pipe. The cart isn't just damaged, it's catastrophically ruined. The mechanic says fixing it will cost far more than Benson would ever allow, and might even be impossible. Mordecai and Rigby panic, begging him to reconsider. After some persuasion, mostly Rigby groveling, the mechanic agrees to try fixing it if they help by gathering a list of rare mechanical components he needs. The task spirals into chaos immediately. Their quest for parts sends them across town and into increasingly bizarre situations. They visit a junkyard filled with sentient metal scraps that fight back when they try to take apart. They go to a shady electronics store where the owner tries to upsell them devices they don't need and threatens to ban them when Rigby knocks over a display pyramid of batteries. They climb through old storage rooms, dodge falling equipment, and repeatedly argue about whose fault this whole mess is. Mordecai insists Rigby's reckless driving damaged the cart. Rigby counters that Mordecai was in the cart every time, so he's just as responsible. Their bickering causes them to lose time, making the sunset deadline feel impossible. When they return to the garage with a partial set of parts, the mechanic says they're missing the most important item, a rare power module used only in older models of golf carts. He tells them there's one place left where they might find it, a restricted scrapyard on the outskirts of town filled with massive, half-alive machines that crush anything that enters. Mordecai groans. Knowing this is exactly the kind of mission that always escalates into supernatural disaster. Rigby insists they have no choice. The scrapyard is a towering maze of rusted machinery, abandoned vehicles, and steaming piles of metal. Strange mechanical noises echo through the area, as if the machines themselves are whispering. They sneak through cautiously until they spot the power module inside the chest of a massive decommissioned robot cart crusher. Before they can retrieve it, the robot powers on, awakened by their presence. Its glowing eyes activate, and it begins stomping toward them with heavy, metallic footsteps. Mordecai and Rigby run as the robot chases them through the scrapyard, smashing cars and overturning debris with its colossal arms. The chase escalates into a chaotic battle when Rigby, cornered, throws a loose wrench at the robot, accidentally striking a critical circuit. This enrages the machine, making it transform into a more advanced combat mode. Mordecai and Rigby scramble to survive, dodging hydraulic claws and spinning saws. They eventually lure the robot into a narrow row of stacked cars, where its massive size becomes a disadvantage. As it struggles to free itself, Mordecai jumps onto its back and rips out the power module. The robot collapses dramatically, releasing a shower of sparks. Exhausted but victorious, they return to the garage just before sunset with the final component. The mechanic quickly rebuilds the cart, dramatically welding, hammering, and assembling the parts with over-the-top flair. When he finishes, the cart looks brand new, shinier, faster, and more powerful than ever. Mordecai and Rigby are amazed at how pristine it looks. The mechanic warns them not to abuse it again, or he'll refuse to fix it next time. They rush back to the park just as Benson appears, ready to unleash punishment. When he sees the repaired cart, he's shocked. Mordecai claims proudly that they fixed it themselves. Benson raises an eyebrow, skeptical, but allows it. He orders them to finish the day's tasks using the cart. Mordecai and Rigby climb in, thrilled to use their newly restored ride. The episode ends with them driving off carefully at first, promising themselves they'll treat the cart with respect. But within seconds, Rigby convinces Mordecai to turn up the speed, just a little, and the cart launches forward uncontrollably, crashing through a fence as Benson screams their names in rage. Mordecai and Rigby groan, realizing they'll probably be fixing it again soon.